Hello, children. This is your old friend, MoonBeam Life, and I have returned again to help you improve your life and your pursuit of happiness. Now, I know it's been a little bit since I made my last video, but, I got kind of real busy with things, on account of, as I said, I had to help my friend's wife with her migraines. That was a complicated process, and, I had some other friends that needed help with their problems, because you can't go to doctors. Doctors don't know. They spend time in school learning about the body, but they don't understand about, sickness comes from the spirit, from that, special metaphorical heart, the heart you feel with, not the heart that pumps all that gross blood. And so, all that medicine they give you, it's all just a, big scam. You can't trust people, whose job it is to sell you drugs. They're part of the big conglomerate conspiracies. You know about conglomerate conspiracies. I'm sure you do. All the doctors get paid off by the pharmaceutical companies to tell you to take this pill, and then the pill that's, supposed to make you feel better because it gets rid of your hay fever, well, that pill then turns around and gives you a heart condition. So they say, oh, well, that's okay, we can give you a pill for your heart condition, but then you can't sleep. So they give you this little prescription, chug-a-lug drink that'll put you to sleep at night, and now you're taking 3 medicines, 2 of which have nothing to do with your hay fever. I say, you know what, just go out there and be sneezy. Sneeze all over them flowers, because, the flowers clearly don't care about your feelings, so, they should suffer the consequences for having bad pollen that makes you feel funky. Of course, we all know the only reason you have hay fevers, because your parents ate too many preservatives. Nobody gets sick if they embrace nature. Illnesses didn't exist before, 1920. Post World War I, people had to, find ways to make money, so they invented illnesses and allergies. It's true. I know a fella down the street. He lives on the street, actually. It's, you go out in the street, go down the block. He's right there every day. He tells me this stuff, and he's got to be honest, because he's an individual who isn't part of the system. That's the one thing I've learned, especially playing around on the internet. Where you go on to all these communicative social sites. The individual's never wrong. Somebody posts on their social page, that little box where you type in, about how the friend of a friend liked a comment from a preacher that they've never met. Well, about how, drink, all that fluoride that dentists make you use, it's what gives you cancer. I mean, obviously they're right. I mean, it came from a preacher. Preacher are God people. God people can't be wrong. Because if they were wrong, God would tell them. They're special God people. Devote their lives to the Lord. So how could they be wrong? God wouldn't let them speak on His behalf if they were saying things that were wrong. They would start typing something wrong. They'd get struck down or something. See that big finger waving in the sky? No, no, no. Don't tell people that, because that's not authoritatively correct. That's not my word. And people think that your word is my word. So don't do that. Type true things. Now, I know some of you out there, you don't believe in the higher powers. You're a little atheist, and that's okay. Ain't nothing wrong with being an atheist. Just means you're a Downton Dennis or a Downton Dorothy, depending on the way you identify your spirit. Personally, I think I'm a little in between. That's why I had to change my name from what my parents gave me, because something like MoonBeam Life, it's completely gender free. I can be whatever I want whenever I wake up. It's what I feel in my heart, and it's good. So I guess my point is that my friend's wife, she has the migraines because she takes vitamins made by a big company. You can't trust that. Nah, them are just as bad as anything else you get from a big company. I told you before. It's all flea markets and farmers markets. Not the big booths everybody goes to, because that them people are clearly businessmen. They're future corrupt people. I always say you got to go to the shady part of the market in the back, where you get places where people turn away half the customers, spritzing them with a little water bottle like bad kitties, because they know who the real people are that need their products. They don't just take money from everybody, because they're not in it for the money. If you're in it for the money, you're automatically corrupt and greedy. That's what I say. That's why I don't shop in stores. Even local mom and pop shops, nah, they're still too greedy. Because you know what they say? Every international conglomerate started as a little mom and pop store. So you got to look at them small businesses, and you got to hate on them just like you do them international conglomerates. Because all businesses are bad. Because money is the root of evil. That's what I tell people. That's why I don't deal with money if I can avoid it. I'd rather exchange services. I have rent in this spare storage room because I help her with the migraines from all them prepackaged vitamins. You know how I did that? I found her some good medicine. There's a guy, other side of town. I told him that I needed some of his medicine, because he's a good man. Some kind of chemist. I don't know. I didn't ask for his certification. I figured he was giving away free samples. He's got a lab in his garage. Smells kind of weird sometimes. A lot of chemicals. But I figured, hey, he's good people. He's giving away free samples. He doesn't even take money all the time for it. Sometimes I'll go in there and I'll, exchange information for some of his medicine. Like, he likes to know when the cops are around. He's always worried about the cops. Because the cops work for the conglomerates. They're always talking about licensing, registered businesses and illegal narcotics. I don't even know what that term means. So, I'll tell him, be like, hey, there's this guy. He's clearly a cop, because, he's eyeballing your house. So, you might want to not take any customers for a couple days, or, take your little lab apart. He's figured out how to take it apart pretty quickly. I watched him one day. He did it like that. It was no time at all. He had that thing disassembled, all them chemicals hidden. I mean, I was watching him. I couldn't have found it. I gave him a few days. Guy quit hanging around watching his house with his little binoculars in his van that said pizza delivery or something, And he was good. And, I mean, it's got to be good medicine. It helped her migraine. She doesn't complain about migraines no more. Sometimes she complains about bad dreams, or, But I figure that's just purging the evil out. That's purging the evil out. She talks about, she sees the bugs up in her arm. I tell her, there's no bugs there. There's no real bugs. That's just your spiritual nasties getting worked out. It used to be deep inside you. Now it's up at the surface because the medicine's driving it out. It'll be all right. Just lay down on the couch and whimper. And it's better. She's better for it. But, she's not the only one. I've helped out some other people, too. Why, just the other day, I knew this woman, real sweet woman. She's one of them little atheists, them doubting Dorothys. Said, God ain't do nothing for her, so, maybe there ain't no God. And I told her, I said, sweetie, that's okay. Because, you never know when God helps you. Because He helps you in strange ways. And, God believes in you. He believes in all 340 pounds of you. And she likes that. Even though she still doesn't believe. She thinks that's kind of nice, though. She's not one of the mean atheist people, that tell you can't believe. See, I don't like talking to them people. I just pretend they don't exist. I like the nice non-believers, the respectful doubters, because they'll be like, hey, maybe I'll believe again one day. They're just having problems. She talked about how, her doctors tells her she's got a heart condition. And, I told her, I said, why are you going to doctors anyway? They just want to get you on medicine, on heart medicine. And then the heart medicine will give you headaches, so they put you on special prescription headaches. And then that will make you, pee blood or something. So they'll give you something to stop the blood peeing. And, it's just a mess. It's a chain reaction of medicines. I told her you don't need that. She's like, well, my doctor told me I need to quit eating bacon 3 times a day. I said, why? Bacon's yummy. She always gets the nice pepper jack bacon, with a little bit of spice in it. She'll eat some at breakfast, about, 5, 6 eggs. Then she'll make a couple bacon cheeseburgers for lunch. And then she'll crumble up bacon and, mix it in her meatloaf. Eat about 2-3 pounds of that with some really buttery potatoes. That's good food. That's the food your ancestors ate. And obviously they were healthy. Because they were alive to make you and your grandpappies and your great-great-grandpappies. So it can't be bad food. That's why I tell people, I say, your ancestors, they lived long enough to have healthy children. And they didn't eat Twinkies. But they ate steak. So obviously that's the problem. All this processed bread we got now, that's not the problem. Bread's good for you. I prefer to make my own bread. Kind of hard to find wheat though, so sometimes I just kind of get whatever I can find and just press it together in a bread shape. Call it bread. You make a little meat bread. Make some chicken bread. That's good too. Just big compressed chunk of chicken. You just press it all real tight. You put it in a little bread pan and just call it chicken bread. Sometimes that nice guy Tony, he'll sell me his homemade bread. He don't have no wheat in his house, but I figure he's getting it good from somewhere. Because he doesn't charge you money for it. He just asks you to give him a massage or tell him he's pretty. And that's what I'm talking about. Exchange of services. You make him feel good. He'll give you some nice mystery bread. That's what he calls it. Because he says it's a little different every time. But it's tasty. I always sleep real good and have some nice dreams after I eat a mystery bread. Sometimes I don't even make sandwiches with it. I'll just toast it up. But anyway, back to my friend. Them big 300+ pound girl. She's a nice girl, even if she is a doubting Dorothy. I told her, I said, you ain't got a heart condition because all that bacon. You ain't got a heart condition because, you don't walk because you don't like the way your sweaty thighs feel. I told her, I said, you know what? Your problem is your ore is out of alignment. Because, everything in life, all them ills that come from eating all that nasty, big corporate conglomerate conspiracy food. That's how it makes you sick. It messes up your aura because it's not pure food from Mother Nature. So I went, I told her, I said, you stay right there. Eat your, eat your little candies. She likes them little fun size bars. She'll eat a whole bag of them. I tell her, I said, why don't you just buy the one big bar? She says, well, I like the fun sizes because, I can just kind of pop them. I kind of count how many I can eat before I, start feeling funky. It's like a little game. I got to talk to my buddies down at the market, see if we can get her like some organic wheat germ chocolate. I got a friend that's working on it. I figure that'll be better for her. She could eat a lot more of it before she gets all funky feeling. So I left her there, watching her soaps and her reality TV, which is which is nice. I like the shows that have like a $10 budget because it's just a narrator guy talking over footage they found on the internet of people being funny. That's what that's that independent filmmaking they call it. That's good shows, not them big Hollywood production shows. That's that conglomerate stuff. Remember, conglomerates are bad. Yeah, that's why I don't watch cable unless I steal it. So I'm teaching them a lesson. I don't pay when I watch movies. I sneak into the movie theater. Stole a work shirt from their trash can. Wash it up real good so it looks new. I just wear it. People think I work there. Tell them I'm going in to get rid of a loud guy, and then I'll just stay in there for a couple hours. Nobody comes looking for me because the boss doesn't see I clocked in because I don't clock in because I don't really work there. But it's all teach a lesson to conglomerates. That's why I made my own crystals to help this lady with her aura alignment. I know I just kind of wander sometimes, but that's a free brain for you. Sometimes I forget I never finished a story. I'll just nod off and fall asleep. Especially after eating that mystery bread. That's some good stuff. So, I fixed her aura for her. Got my homemade crystals. Lit some, candles. I like the ones that smell like the fresh laundry. When it's been drying out in the sun all day on the line. Not like them big electric dryers, always made by them big conglomerate companies. See, it all keeps coming back to that. You have no idea how much of your stuff comes from big conglomerate companies that are just out to brainwash you and take money from you and then let you just die off. Because, there's always another customer. Not like my chemist friend in his garage. He tells me, he says, there's only so many people I can, do business with. He don't take money all the time, too. He knows better. He's like my friend at the market. I'll give him massages. Just all over body massages. I like doing that. It makes me feel happy. We both feel a little tingly. I get some of his, homemade medicine for my friend with the migraine. She feels the spirit bugs crawling up her arms and getting out of her. She doesn't talk about her migraines no more, so it's all good. So, I got my homemade crystals. I went over to my big friend there. She's big and she's beautiful. I got my candles that smell like fresh laundry. I spent about 2 hours chanting and saying prayers for her, fixing her aura alignment. And now she's much better. She says she doesn't feel bad anymore. She likes her weight now. She likes her little irregular heartbeat. She thinks it's got kind of a nice rhythm to it. Because it doesn't just go thump, 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 thump like a normal person's heart. That's boring. It'll go thump, 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 thump. thump, 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 thump. And then usually after about that long pause, she has to kind of smack her chest, and it'll go thump, thump, thump. It's a game now. That oral alignment fixed that. Made her happier. Well, I think I'm going to have to go now because, it's about time for me to go out back, check on my garden. My buddy let me have a little plot of garden. I'm planting some special carrots, so I can make my own carrot salad. And I have some other plants back there, that help me open my mind and see more. They're not just good for, opening your mind too. I make little, crafts out of it too. Just depends on what you do with the plant. But shh, you gotta be careful because of conglomerate cops. And they ain't real thrilled about some of that stuff. I think they're gonna confiscate my carrots because they're jealous. They got to eat them bad carrots from the big companies. Them conglomerate carrots. They'll give you cancer. That's why it all starts with C. Conglomerate cancer carrots. That's what I call them. Triple C. So you rest easy, folks. I think next time we're going to have a special holiday topic. Because it's coming up on Spooky Day. We're going to talk about Spooky Day a little bit. So you go out. You go throw away all your drugs. You go throw away all the medicines. Get you some mystery bread. You'll feel better. You'll sleep better. And then come on back. And I'll help you out some more. Till then, it's Moonbeam saying, you're all lovely flowers. And I appreciate you all. Bye-bye now.